And good morning and welcome back one more time. Championship Sunday, the 2025 perfect game. Avalanche Slam here in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's been a great tournament so far. Chris Allard with the call. Should be a good matchup here this morning. These teams have seen each other yesterday in pool play action here. And now a semifinal matchup here. The ZT Prospects American team going up against the Next Level Club. And we'll get things started off here this morning. Daryl, our head umpire, he'll manage things behind the plate, call balls and strikes, and keep things in check. And we'll be ready to go. Head coach Carlos Avila for the ZT Prospects national team, working with the American team. Good to go here as we get things started. We'll give you the lineups here in just a moment. ZT will be the home team. They'll start things off for the Prospects on the defensive side. And a strike there opening up. Anthony Adame, the right-handed hurler for the club. He'll take care of business there on the mound and be ready to roll as he opens up with the strike. The count is 0-1. Swing and a miss there. The count's 0-2. And strike three there, so Adame opens up strong. And we'll get a K there to start things out. And I'll get the batting lineup here shortly for Next Level. And working on getting that together, knowing who the players are and such. We'll get that orchestrated. And I apologize, I didn't get a lineup from the coaches, and we had an airdrop, didn't lock in, so I don't know the players' names, but we'll get those as we get into the half inning. Second batter steps in for Next Level. And Adame doing well there. Good pitch, runs it outside for a ball. And the count is 2-1 to Adame. Anthony ready to deal here. Second batter for Next Level, and a good pitch, elevated. As I mentioned, Anthony, solid player with the Brown organization, part of ZT, one of many franchise teams, and excellent player. Good pitch there, pumps one in there, and a strike. So full count here, 3-2. Once again, we welcome you here, the 2025 perfect game Avalanche Slam. Adame, swing and a miss, drop three there. Victoria will clear the lane. And to Bedard, the out's recorded. So drop three, good effort nonetheless, but Adame will get the out. And the Prospects, Victoria takes care of business there on the drop three. And 2 outs on the books to start things off here in the top of the first frame. A 3-hitter steps in. As I mentioned, I'll get names for you in the half. And a good ball there, good movement. A 12-6 curve, not hitting there, but opens up with the ball. The count's 1-0. Pleasant afternoon to you if you're just joining us this Sunday. Championship day. Adame, fastball, runs it up and out, and the count goes to 2-0. And high fly ball. Bedard off of first base. He's got a little bit of room, and that ball out in the track area. And no play there. So fouled off. The count goes to 2-1. Adame, good looking pitch there. Drops in low though and missing. And the count goes to 3-1. 2 outs, top of the first frame, no score. Semi-final game. Winner moves on to the title matchup here. Pitch on the way. Adame, well hit ball left side, and in and out of the glove of the left fielder for the Prospects. Looks like he had a play out there and had to elevate a bit in left field. Cohen Fuller looked like he had a good route on the ball, but a little bit elevated, and on board the 3-hitter gets on board with a single. So Adame working from the stretch with a runner on. Bedard holds him there, and good curve. Looked like a slider with a little bit of movement on it, almost more like a 12-6 curve, and in for the strike. Bedard again, first baseman throw over, and the 3-hitter, as I mentioned, on board with a single. So Pinedo was your leadoff man, and a strikeout there as the count goes to 1-1 on the 4-hitter, Ledesma. Waller was the 2-hitter. He was striked out. Ledesma was Romero actually on base as the 3-hitter, and Ledesma, there's your first 4 batters, and that ball gets away. And off the concrete, Victorio, catcher for the Prospects, takes advantage of that. But moving up 90 feet to second base on a ball is Romero. Adame from the stretch, pitch on the way, curveball. That'll do it right there. So good work for Adame. They leave one stranded. We'll head to the middle. First inning, no score. 2025 perfect game semifinal matchup. The PG Las Vegas Avalanche Slam. Chris Eller with the call. Be right back. And we're ready to go here, bringing in here in the bottom of the first frame. And no score here as Adami does his work. Aaron Ramirez will lead things off. On the defensive side, on the mound, Romero will take care of business, starting things off behind the plate. Jake Baca, the Baca brothers. In the 3 spot, Peyton over on first base. 4 spot, Nolan in the 5 spot. Easton. 6 spot, Waller. 7 spot will be Longbotham. And the 8 spot, Pinedo in center field, managing things out there for the club. And over on the right side, Ledesma in right field. We're ready to start things off, and our head umpire, Darrell, puts it in play. Aaron Ramirez steps in. We're ready to go. Bottom of the first frame. And Ramirez takes a look. Outer third located for the strike. As Jaden Romero opens up there. And strike 2 elevated there, gets the call. The count is 0-2. Jaden, right-handed pitcher. Works ahead in the count on Ramirez, the leadoff man for the Prospects. And strike 3, Romero takes a look at Ramirez, and Aaron normally not looking so much there. So 3 pitch strikeout, and a little frustration there on what's going on in the game. First K recorded there for Romero. Stepping in, Mateo Victorio. And the ball is low. The count is 1-0. Infield umpire, Ron, working alongside of Darrell. Your head umpire here this afternoon, your semifinal matchup. The ball is outside, which looked as from here that was out, but I'm not on the plate. The count goes to 1-1. And a ball low, the count goes to 2-1. We're just joining us live. We welcome you. Beautiful scenery, high clouds. Looks like a picturesque setting here at the Arroyo Grande Baseball Complex. Men's softball tournament going on, as well as some of the younger kids playing this weekend. Great baseball weather here in Vegas. The 2-1 pitch. Victorio high hopper right to the third baseman. Should be a routine throw. And in time. So 5-3 put out. And 2 down on the books. Dylan Mercado will step in. Mercado hitting in the 3 spot. And a ball low, the count is 1-0. Mercado jumping on board with the Prospects American team this weekend. A lot of the national team players not here, but as I mentioned yesterday, opportunity to look at some new guys. And Mercado, well hit ball. That ball's deep in the gap, left field, and that's going to the fence line. And Mercado's going to get himself to third. He's going to go hard, and there'll be no play at third. Mercado gets in with a triple. So Mercado, the heavy hand there, smokes one to the left center gap and deep, and finds himself at third. Coach Carlos got a smile on his face. Looked like when he rounded second, Mercado was starting to gasp for air there for a moment, and finds himself at third with a triple. Cannon Chef will step in. Righty-lefty matchup here. Chef, another member joining the club here this weekend. And Mercado in scoring position for Sheff. And a ball in the outer third missing. The count is 1-0. Ball low, 2-0 count. So the Prospects here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first frame, trying to cash in Mercado's triple as Sheff steps back in. And a big cut there, swing and a miss. The count goes to 2-1. And a ball out. The count goes to 3-1. So Connor Sheff, Cannon Sheff, patient at the plate here. Correction, 2-1 from what I just saw from the umpire. And I'll double check with our Perfect Game scorer here, doing a nice job this weekend, all weekend long, keeping things in check. Pitch on the way, and swing and a miss. So a 2-2 count at the plate. And Sheff looking for something here. Mercado parked at third. Ball 4, so Connor Jesse Maddox will step in. And runners at the corners, opportunity here for the Prospects with Maddox in the box. First baseman holding on over on the first base side. Pitch on the way. Ball is low. Well, a 2-0 count here to Maddox. And a ball low and out, a 3-0 count. So a little bit of trouble here for Jaden Romero. And ball 4, so loading the bases. A walk for Maddox, and Daniel Bedard will step in. So Bedard again in a situation with the bases loaded. Was able to execute yesterday and picked up some RBIs as Coach Trey coming in from first base, just having a word with Bedard, as well as the defense talking amongst themselves, and we'll be ready to go. So Bedard steps in, ready to go here, facing Romero for the first time here in the bottom of the first frame, no score. Bases loaded. Bedard, one hopper right to the second baseman, not a one hopper, a line shot on one swing there, and they'll strand 3. We'll head to the second, no score. Stay with us. Well, once again, as you continue to enjoy winter ball here. This will be the wrap-up for the ZT Prospects 2025 season, as a lot of these players now, freshmen in high school, making that transition, and this is the last of really most tournament play that will take place for the players. It's the American team. Some of the players from the national team obviously competing, and as I mentioned, Carlos Avila and company with his staff, and Eric Ortiz, pitching coach, Trey, and Sam, who's not here. And Sam's got a newborn. We wish him and his wife the very best, and certainly through the holiday season with a youngster on board, as they'll wrap up here in Vegas today and come back in the spring, actually summertime, as a lot of these players will go through their high school season in the spring and wrapping things up, and we'll be getting back after it the summer season. Getting back to the defensive side, as I mentioned, Anthony Adame on the hill for the Prospects. Behind the plate, Mateo Victorio has been a member of the organization for a long time. Captain, leader of the team, and played for the USA national team, won gold medal. Excellent player and fine young man. Over on the first base side, Daniel D. Bedard. Bedard definitely moving his skill set further and further along, and with this team and the coaching he's had, and D's really starting to come to his own and developing his skill set. Over on the second base side, it'll be Jack Winans. Winans just joining us here this weekend. Over on the third base side, Mercado. Shortstop Aaron Ramirez. Ramirez, another solid player for the organization, been around for a long time. And out in left field, you've got Cohen Fuller. Center field, Jesse Maddox, and rounding things out over on the right side is Cannon Chef. So the four-hitter comes in. Nolan Dixon looks at a ball that counts 1-0. And a big cut there, Adame, elevated fastball. Gets it through there, good pitch for Adame. No score, top of the second. And another pitch elevated up and in, and the count goes to 2-1. And Adame lets that go through, and the count is 3-1. Running it outside, a little bit elevated. Just a little adjustment as Anthony resets. Shuffles some of the dirt around on the mound. The 3-1 pitch. Adame pumps it through for a strike as Dixon takes a look, and the count is full at 3-2. Third base side, slow roller, good grab there, and a good throw across the deck to Bedard, 5-3 put out. And over on the third base side, well executed, Dylan Mercado showing his defensive prowess and good hands there on a routine play. So Dixon will have a seat. Burfin Payton will step in, and one out on the books. Adame gets one through on a changeup, and the count is 0-1. Ball low, the count evens up at 1-1. And a good fastball in. Adame locating there. Count is 1-2 to the six hitter, Peyton Burfin. 1-2 pitch. Shortstop side, good gather, good hands for Ramirez, and a 6-3 put out. So Ramirez, well hit ball for Peyton, right to Ramirez though, and routine play there on a 6-3 put out. Knuckles will step in, Easton, and 2 down. And the count is 1-0. Ball elevated, the count goes to 2-0. Easton Knuckles plays third base. And a good pitch there, fastball, runs it inside, good location, and the count goes to 2-1. So Adame answering back here. Gets one on the books. The 2-1 pitch. And another good-looking pitch there, so Adame get kind of a slurve there. And the count evens up at 2-2. And upstairs, swing and a miss, strike 3, Adame, 1-2-3 inning. As Easton Knuckles takes a swing, we'll head to the bottom of the second, no score. Semifinal game, the 2025 Perfect Game. Avalanche Slam here in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Arroyo Grande Sports Complex. Chris Allard with the call. I'll be right back. Well, once again, bringing you back in live here as we go to the bottom of the second. Anthony Adame will lead things off for the prospects. Adame hitting in the 7 spot. It goes 7, 8, 9 here. So I mentioned Jaden Romero, pitcher of record, starting things off behind the plate. Jake Baca and Peyton Bierfien over in the 3 spot. In the 4 spot, double check something here. That's going to be Nolan Dixon. Over on third base, as I mentioned, Easton Knuckles. Over in left field would be Jackson Longbotham. And in the 8 spot, Jackson Pinedo. And rounding things out, over on the right side will be Mateo Ledesma. That's the defensive set for next level as Adame will step in for the prospects, and Coach Trey heads down to first. And we'll be ready to roll here in the bottom of the second. No score, opportunity in the last frame for the prospects. They loaded the bases up and weren't able to cash in, and we're here in the bottom of the second frame with Adame stepping in. And well hit ball left side. That ball could drop down and stay fair if it stays in play. And a fair ball, so Adame with good speed, and he'll shut it down and open up with a double. So Adame stays hot at the plate and finds himself at second base in with a double. Anthony yesterday getting solid production out of his bat, and again with good speed now. Prospects with an opportunity, the runner at second. And Victor Rea will step in. Victor comes in. It's an extra hitter here. Victor hitting in the 8 spot. From the stretch, Romero will work. And a ball out. Victor lays off there, and the count is 1-0. Romero takes a second. Shortstop rolls out. Ball's chopped foul straight back here. No play, and the count goes to 1-1. As I mentioned, a beautiful day here in Nevada. Hopefully you're enjoying your Sunday. A lot of good football games going on as well. And the ball is out, and the count goes to 2-1. Raiders having a home game here, hosting the Denver Broncos. And I know there's some Bronco fans. Our president of baseball, Mosin, he's a big Broncos fan, and I'm sure he's pulling for his team. And another well-hit ball to the left side, and that ball's out of play, foul. So left fielder makes a move on it, but not able to get to it. So Victor will come back, and the count goes to 2-2. So Victor steps back in with a 2-2 count here with no outs. Adame opens up with a double at second. Shortstop kind of shuttling in, second baseman. Most of the players are ranged up. Shortstop in Waller there. Upstairs, stolen base, and Adame with good speed. And a good jump there, as I mentioned. He's a threat on the bags, and Adame moves up 90 feet here. And the count is 3-2. So a full count for Victor Rea. Victor, right side, that's going to get through. Victor down the line will get on board with a single and an RBI. So the stolen base, Victor Rea able to cash in on a full count with Adame. Parked at third, and Victor gets on board with a single and the first run over for the Prospects. Jack Winans will step in. Jack coming on board this weekend. Opportunity to see another player here for the American team. And Jack, an outstanding player, had a good day yesterday. Jack playing second base for the club, as Romero will step off and reset. There's a baseball that rolled in. It looked like a softball. I mentioned there's a men's softball tournament going on behind us. A pretty competitive event. I was talking to one of the gentlemen playing. He said there's over 600 teams here throughout the entire Las Vegas area. I think it's men's and women's divisions, but nonetheless, more sports action going on around Nevada here. So ball at the plate. Jack lays off there, and Victor Rea throw over to first. Tag on. Victor gets back in time. Peyton, first baseman for Next Level, slapping the tag on. As I mentioned, Romero continues to work from the stretch. A long hold here and stepping off. So obviously Romero thinking about Victor Rea over at first. And Winans just patient here at the plate. Pitch on the way. Chopper foul, left side. And the count evens up at 1-1. So a 1-1 count, no outs, one over. And a throw back over to the first base side, and Peyton puts the tag on Rea, and he's back in time. And a ball out there, so Jack laying off. The count goes to 2-1. On deck for the Prospects, Cohen Fuller. Victor with a couple of extras. Another throw back over, so obviously Romero, in his mind, thinking that Rea might be on the move. Third base side, fair ball. That ball is in play, and on his way to third, they're going to bring him in. Carlos is going to send him home, and Victor Rea with good wheels comes around third and will score. So like that, Jack Linus with a double. And an RBI to his record. And the Prospects will bring over their second run as Victor Rea comes home. So a pair of doubles and a stolen base in Adame opened it up with 1-0. And a double from Jack brings one over as well. Victor had a long way to go. He was parked at first. And Cohen Fuller will step in. That's a tough play down on the third base side. Effort nonetheless from Easton Knuckles, but right down the line. It couldn't have been any closer to the bag. And it's a tough play chasing that. And the ball in foul territory coming off the first base side, and no play there. Peyton releasing off the barrel, but that ball just not in the range where he could pull it in. So Romero, work ahead here. And the count is 0-1. Well hit ball, left side. Left fielder should have a play. He's made some adjustments there and will pull it in. So a high fly ball to the left field side. So Jackson will pull it in for the out. Fuller will have a seat. And one down here in the bottom of the second. Jason Marquez will step in. Gets in the 11 spot. Jason yesterday pitched very well for the club. And looks at an elevated pitch there. The count's 1-0. So Romero running it upstairs, just missing. Jack's parked at second. And Waller, Trace just shuffling around his pocket there. Next level shortstop. And the count is 2-0. Second baseman creeping in as well, just keeping their eye on Jack here. As Trace ranges back up, pitch on the way. Balk called on the infield from our infield umpire. Ron makes the call, and Jack will move over 90 feet to third and now in scoring position. And no pitch there, so the count will hold at 2-0. Romero needing to come set there. And Coach Carlos talking with Jack down on the third base side. The 2-0 pitch. Big cut there at the plate. And Romero will get one on the books there. The count is 2-1. And strike there. So Jaden evens things up here with a 2-2 count on the batter, Jason Marquez. 11 hitter for the Prospects. With one out and on deck, back to the top of the order with Aaron Ramirez. Winans parked at third, pitch on the way. High fly ball, right fielder moving. And a good no, ball's in and out, and a delayed throw coming in, and like that, Winans will come in from third base. So Jack gets on board and able to score on a ball in and out of the glove of the right fielder. And Marquez ends up with a single and an RBI. So they pick up their third run here. So Mateo had a good route. Just in and out of the glove as Ramirez steps in, and Ramirez looks at a strike. Aaron's last at bat, he looked at 3 pitches and had to have a seat on a strikeout from Romero. And he opens up here at 0-1 count. Throw back over to first. And 2 outs on the books here as Ramirez will have a seat. The 2 outs on the books, and Victoria will step in. Marquez over on the first base side. And a ball elevated, the count goes to 1-0. And a ball just missing there. Romero thought he had a strike, and the count goes to 2-0 to Victorio with 2 outs. Marquez parked at first. Throw back over. Well hit ball, left side, foul. So Mateo gets a piece of it, fouls it off, and the count goes to 2-1. Ball low on the inner third there, and the count goes to 3-1. So Victorio staying patient here at the plate. Romero, a 3-1 count to him with 2 outs. Bottom of the second. Prospects brought 3 over thus far. And a ball's elevated, ball 4. So Victorio stays patient in the box and gets on board with a walk. And a visit out to the bump to see Romero. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, bringing you back in, we're ready to go here, and Dylan Mercado will step back in. Mercado's ended up with a triple his last at bat. Dylan, right side. High fly ball goes out of play right behind us in the stands, off the side. And the count is 0-1. Left ball, that ball could drop in. Left fielder right on it, though. Good route, that'll do it. The Prospects will leave 2 on board, but they pick up 3 here. We'll head to the third. It's 3-0. ZT National Prospects, the American team, over Next Level. We'll be right back. Well, bringing you back in here at top of the third. Some good offensive production from Prospects athletes, and Anthony Adame been solid so far in his work on the mound for the Prospects. As he'll start the top of the third here for the club. We'll be ready to go here momentarily. So back-to-back, 1, 2, 3 innings for Adame. And they'll go 7, 8, 9 here to open up the top of the third for Next Level on the offensive side. So Jackson Longbotham will step in. We're ready to go. Darrell puts it in play. Top of the third. Adame runs it up. The count's 1-0. And fastball up again. The count goes to 2-0. And swung on, fouled off to the right side and out of play. And the count goes to 2-1. So Adame gets one back. As Jackson Longbotham here in the 7 spot, on deck Ezra Smiley. And fastball upstairs, the count goes to 3-1. So Adame a little behind here as he faces the 7 hitter. And Jackson. 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. So first walk for Adame as Longbotham gets on board. And that'll bring up the 8 hitter Ezra Smiley. Ezra comes in as the EH for Next Level. On deck, Jake Baca. Ezra pitched for the club yesterday. Did a nice job for Next Level. And now in the box here, ready to hit. Jackson over at first. Adame with strike. Works ahead. The count is 0-1. Victor Rea over on the first base side. Holding on Longbotham. Adame from the stretch. And good looking pitch, just missing low. The count goes to 1-1. Victor pitched yesterday for the club. Victor, lefty pitcher, does a nice job for the organization, and ball's chopped foul to the dugout side at next level, and no play there. And Adame with the ball and 2 strikes here on Ezra Smiley. Throw back over, tag on, and a close play there. Jackson diving back in as Victor Rea slaps on the tag. Infield umpire Ron says, no, you're back in time. 1-2 pitch, swung on foul. Straight back here to ball and 2 strikes, holding on Ezra Smiley. So Ezra steps back in with a ball and 2 strikes. Darrell puts it back in play. We're ready to go. Longbotham over at first. Rea holds him on. Good pitch there. Right side. That gets through. And Smiley. They're going to run him to third. Longbotham from right field side and backing up Ramirez, and Mercado releasing off of third base. Looked like he got hung up with his cleats there, hitting the grass. And Smiley gets on board with a single, and runners at the corners. Stepping in, Jake Baca. No outs, top of the third. And Adame opens up with a strike. Fastball in. The count goes to 0-1. Throw back over. Tag on. Infield umpire Ron says nope. Good effort. Nonetheless, Adame just keeping him aware. Letting Smiley know, I know you're over there. Runners at the corners here. And Adame, that gets away from him. Hit by pitch, so Baca gets on board. A hit by pitch, and that'll bring up Jackson Pinedo. Time is called. Coach Eric Ortiz visit to the mound to talk to Adame. Stay with us. We'll be right back. So Coach Ortiz makes a visit out there just to talk to Adame, and settling him down here with bases loaded. First 2 innings were very solid for Anthony. And swing and a miss there on changeup. Good pitch there. The count's 0-1. So prospects like to be able to get into a double play situation here perhaps. Working for an out here on the top of the third. And the ball's elevated. The count goes to 1-1. Adame, fastball elevated, and the count goes to 2-1. Slightly just a minute after the 2 p.m. hour here this Sunday. If you're a Raiders and a Broncos fan, that game's underway currently here at the Las Vegas Stadium. Beautiful complex, and a big swing there at the plate. So Pinedo takes a cut and misses through. The count goes to 2-2. And good looking pitch missing outside, and Adame thought he might have had it. And that ball off the plate, the count goes full at 3-2. And the ball's fouled straight back. So a swing at the plate from Pinedo, and Adame will reset. And ball 4, so that ball elevated, just didn't drop in, the upper part of the zone missing. And Adame will walk one in. So next level with no outs here in the top of the third, pick up their first run. It's 3-1. The 2-hitter, Trace Waller, will step in. Waller looking for a knock, Prospects looking for an out. Adame pumps it in, opens up with the strike. The count's 0-1. And Adame, fastball upstairs, just missing. And the count evens up at a ball 1-1. And a 2-1 count. So Victorio going out to have a visit and a word with Adame. And a little bit of a jam here with walking in a run. And some shuffling of the Prospect players. So what that tells me is that there could be a short leash here with Adame, who had 2 outstanding innings, first and second. 3 up, 3 down, and now a little bit of trouble here in the top of the third frame. A 2-1 count. And a ball out, the count goes to 3-1. Waller steps back in. Adame, the 3-1 pitch. And a strike there. So Waller taking all day long, and the count goes full at 3-2. He was looking for a walk, and Adame pumped that in. And a full count pitch here. Oh, and a pitch that looked like a perfect strike on the outer third. And another walk there will bring a walk in, and it's a 3-2 affair here. Prospects We'll take a look at the 3-hitter, Jaden Romero. And a strike there. The count is 0-1. And Adame back-to-back there, and the count goes to 0-2. He's looking at that pitch like, hey, that's where my last pitch was that you called a ball. Like a little frustration there. And nonetheless, umpire makes the call there. The count's 0-2. Strike 3, that'll do it there. Adame gets the K. And back on track for Anthony, as Jaden will have a seat. And Mateo Ledesma, the right fielder, will step in. So 1 out on the books. And a big cut there. Adame. Changeup comes inside. The count goes to 0-1. So Adame regrouping here. And a good pitch there again, back to back. So Adame getting things back in line for himself. And the count is 0-2, working well ahead here on the 4-hitter. And elevated, that gets away there. A release point there for Adame, a little elevated. And the count goes to 1-2. Anthony runs the low part of the zone, and the count goes to 2-2. And swing and a miss, strike 3, that'll do there. They get their second out, so Adame able to bring one back and get the K. So 2 outs on the books, and Nolan Dixon will step in. And a ball fouled off, out of play to the right side. And the count is 0-1 for Adame. Nolan Dixon, second baseman. And a big cut there at the plate. The count goes to 0-2. And a ball upstairs. The count goes to 1-2. And strike 3, Adame. He regroups, and they'll get a couple over. It's a 3-2 affair, but Adame was able to clean things up and get out of the inning. They'll leave 3 on board, but they bring 2 over. And the prospects will get on the offensive side. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. You're enjoying the 2025 Perfect Game Avalanche Slam here at Arroyo Grande Sports Park. Chris Allard with the call. And a good one here. We'll be right back. And bringing you back into live action, a pitching change on the next level side here as we head to the bottom of the third frame. 3-2 prospects. Ezra Smiley will take over on the hill for Jaden Romero. Romero doing some good work for next level, and Smiley will take over. The right-hander. Got a couple of warm-up tosses. We'll be ready to go. Once again, the prospects leading this one. They'll get on the offensive side. Cannon Chef will start things off for the prospects here in the bottom of the frame. And the prospects here with Chef will go 4, 5, 6 to start things off. Maddox will be on deck. Behind him, Donnie Obadar. Stay with us. We'll be right back. The 2025 Perfect Game Avalanche semifinal game here, the Avalanche Slam. Stay with us. I'll bring you back into live action. Ezra Smiley taking over on the hill and stepping in. Cannon Chef, we're ready to go. Righty-lefty matchup here, and running it in, and the count is 1-0. And a 2-0 count. And a ball upstairs. The count is 3-0. So Chef being patient at the plate. And a 3-0 count here to start things off for the prospects. So ball 4, a 4-pitch walk issued by Smiley. And Chef will get on board for the prospects, the 4-hitter. And gets on 90 feet down to first. That'll bring in Jesse Maddox. Maddox steps in here over on the first base side. And a ball's out there, and the count goes to 1-0. Cannon Chef. So I mentioned over at first, Ezra takes a look over from the stretch. The 1-0 pitch, ball missing there. The count goes to 2-0. A 2-0 count to Maddox. And a ball elevated. The count goes to 3-0. And a strike outside. The count goes to 3-1. Left side, left fielder, long route. That ball's deep and a little trouble there. And everybody will shut it down as the left fielder kind of rotated to his left and back to his right. So that's Jackson Longbotham, but it looked like he had a routine play there and not able to pull it through. That was a deep hit. Maddox gets on board with a single, and runners at first and second. Stepping in, Daniel Badar. And the ball is low. The count goes to 1-0. Pitcher batter view here for you folks that are enjoying this at home, whether you're on your big screen or iPhone, any sort of device you might be using. And Badar, right side, and they're going to go to second there. They get one and back in time. So a chopper to the first baseman. They were able to get the runners and take care of it in turn two. The 2 outs, runner at third, and Adame will step in. 3-2 prospects here in the bottom of the third. Ball is low, the count is 1-0. And a strike outside, the count goes to 1-1. Adame, well hit ball, center field. That ball is deep and no play there all the way to the fence line. Adame will go to third. Oliver Carlos might cut him in, and he's going to shut him down. And going home, he's going to have to get down. And a high throw, and so Anthony Adame in the park home run. With his speed, a big throw in from center field, a good arm but elevated. And Adame will get an in-the-park home run and an RBI out of it as well. And the prospects will move ahead to the fourth and fifth run. So Victor Rea gets out of the way there. And the count is 1-0. Victor hitting in the 8th spot. And Ezra just missing low on the outside. The count goes to 2-0. Bases empty. And the count goes to 3-0. Strike there, Rea lays off. And Ezra puts one on the books. The count goes to 3-1. So Smiley makes the adjustment. Victor taking there at 3-0 count. And a swing and a miss there. The count goes to 3-2. Time is called. Rea will step out. The 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. So Victor Rea gets on board. And Jack Winans will step in. First baseman for next level. Holding on Victor. Pitch on the way. Ball's up. The count goes to 1-0. Yeah, swing at the plate for Jack, fouls it back, and Ezra will even things up here. The count goes to 1-1. Right side, well hit ball for Jack down the right field line, all the way to the corner. Right fielder has to go a long way. And coming home is Victor Rea, and on his way to third. The throw is there, and the tag is on and in time. So Carlos Avila looking at Jack. Jack was going hard trying to get some extras, but an excellent play defensively, but he'll pick up an RBI. And Victor Rea, and they'll turn the side over on the out. The Prospects pick up their fifth. And we'll go to the top of the fourth inning. It's 5-2. Stay with us. You're enjoying the semifinal game number 1. First one was earlier, and that's concluded. The winner of this one will go to the title matchup. And a pitching change here for the Prospects, Aaron Ramirez. He'll take over on the bump. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Oh, we'll bring you back into live action. Aaron Ramirez, as I mentioned, taking over on the hill for Anthony Adame. He did a nice job, and Adame comes through big time in the bottom of the third frame with an in-the-park home run and an RBI added onto it as Victorio fires it down to second, and we'll be ready to go here in the top of the fourth. So Peyton Bjerflin will start things off. Looks at a ball that counts 1-0. And a strike there. Ramirez answers back. The count goes to 1-1. And Ramirez runs it out. The count goes to 2-1. And Ramirez runs it out. The count goes to 3-1. Aaron, as I mentioned, versatile player. Shortstop here for this weekend. Good arm as well, and good at bat, good speed over around, good swing there. Check swing looked like. Strike though. Ramirez runs it through. The count goes full at 3-2. His dad, Ray, very knowledgeable base coach and been coaching for a long time in baseball and working at the high school level now in ball 4. So on board with a walk. And stepping in Easton Knuckles. Bedard over at first base holds him on. Back pick and a good effort. Good throw for Victorio. Comes out quickly. But coming back in time is proofing. Peyton gets back quickly. Strike at the plate and the count's 0-1. Toss over to second base. Slow roller. Can they get 2 out of it? They'll go that way, and the shortstop's got to be able to make the play, and just not an option to be able to try to turn 2 as Mercado over on the third base, shortstop side, I should say. They get the batter out, and runner moves over to second. Now 1 out on the books. Runner at second for next level. Mercado on the inside, the runner, Peyton. Foul ball. Bedard able to make the grab, but the ball is foul. Right side foul. So Ramirez ahead here at 0-2 on Jackson Longbotham. 7-hitter. And a fastball up. The count goes to 1-2. Little different angle here. Pitcher and batter, the 1-2 count. Pitch on the way. Ramirez swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll do it there for 2 outs. So Ramirez gets the K as Jackson will have a seat. And Ezra Smiley will step in. Obviously with the shading on our main view, full field, you get this interior view here of the batter and the hitter and second baseman. A little different look. And strike there for Ramirez. The count's 0-1. We're back over to Mercado and Peyton over at second. And 2 outs. And a good pitch inside, missing. Ezra Lays off there. The count is 1-1. Slightly past 2:30 p.m. here on the West Coast, here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And the ball's fouled off to the right side. The 2025 Perfect Game Avalanche Slam, the 16U division. A lot of these young men are now freshmen in high school. And their high school careers starting for them. And this will wrap it up for the ZT Prospects baseball team, the American/national team. And a good pitch there, just missing. The count goes to 2-2 for their 2025 season. And Ramirez, slow roller. Mercado, 6-3 put out. They'll leave one on the bases, and we'll head to the bottom of the fourth. 5-2 Prospects. We'll be right back. Well, the shadows starting to fill in a little bit behind home plate. You can see it on your screen. It's getting a little bit dark. We'll try to lighten that picture up for you. As Ezra Smiley will stay on the hill for next level. We'll be ready to start the fourth. Cone Fuller will lead off for the Prospects. The Prospects here in the bottom of the frame. With Fuller starting things off for the club, we'll go 10-11-1. Stay with us. We'll be right back. So Smiley will get in his warm-up tosses. We'll be ready to go here in the bottom of the fourth frame. Prospects leading this one 5-2. And the winner of this will move on to the title matchup here this afternoon. Once again, as I mentioned, you're enjoying the semifinal game, number 2 here, as the Prospects will get him back on the offensive side. Cone Fuller will start things off for the club. As I mentioned, the Prospects here in the bottom of the frame with Fuller, they'll go 10-11-1. So Smiley coming in for Jaden Romero, and the last inning for the Prospects in the offensive side with Anthony Adame jumping out with an in-the-park home run and an RBI to add to it. Moved ahead at 5-2. And laying off there is Fuller, and the count is 1-0. Correction, 6-2. My bad there. I like to get corrected here now and then. And thank you so much, our man behind the scenes with Perfect Game, keeping things in check, including me. And it's 6-2. And a ball up. The count goes to 2-0. Great weather this afternoon here. Sunshine, blue skies, no wind, which is really uncommon this time of year, but no major storms in the forecast. So it's really been a great weekend of baseball. And Smiley comes inside, and the count is 3-0. And a 4-pitch walk, so Fuller will end up at first base, 90 feet down. And a free ride there will bring in Jason Marquez. Marquez hitting in the 11th spot. On deck, Aaron Ramirez. Fuller at first. Decent size lead off the bags there. Ezra from the stretch opens up with the ball. The count is 1-0. You can see it's a little bit dark with all the shading. I can't lighten up the picture too much, otherwise it'll just wash out. And Marquez takes a swing there, fouls it off to the right side, and the count goes to 1-1. Runner goes, high throw down to second, and going into center field, it's going to have to get there quickly. Fuller takes off, and he'll get 2 stolen out of it as the ball gets through at second base on the throwdown. And Fuller ends up at third. And 2-1 count at the plate. So the ball fouled off here as Jason steps back in, a 2-2 count. Fuller at third. Another cut foul, right side, out of play. A 2-2 count holding here. Heading towards the 3 p.m. hour, 2:40 p.m. here, Pacific Standard Time. And back up the middle, and a little trouble there. That'll score Fuller. And Jason stays hot here. Marquez gets on board with a single and an RBI. And the Prospects will bring over their 7th run. And Marquez's single. So 2 singles and 2 RBIs for Jason. And that'll bring up Aaron Ramirez back to the top of the order for the Prospects. And that ball gets past catcher, high pitch there. And Jason will end up at second. That counts 1-0. I'm going to try to lighten our picture up a little bit for you folks at home that are watching it, just to see a little bit of home plate. And you're going to get a big, bright look out in the outfield. But you'll be able to see the batter a little bit better. And a throw back. Ezra throws to second. And Jason gets back in time. And Ramirez takes a cut, fouls it off, and the count evens up at 1-1. Ramirez right side, a hard hit ball right to the first baseman. But that'll move over Marquez over to the third base side. And Ramirez puts the first out on the books there, and that'll bring up Mateo Victorio. So 1 down, bottom of the 4th, 7-2 Prospects. Marquez's single ended up scoring Fuller to put the Prospects to 7, and Victoria now in the box here, righty-lefty matchup. And a strike there. Ezra opens up, and the count is 0-1. On deck for the Prospects, Dylan Mercado. High fly ball, center fielder backing up, and will tag up from third base. A high flyer out, but Victorio, sac fly, and that'll bring across Marquez, and that's the 8th run. The 2 down, and Mercado steps in with the bases empty. Long fly out for Victorio to center field. And a strike at the plate, the count's 0-1. And back-to-back, change up there, good pitch for Smiley as Ezra works ahead here to ball and 2 strikes. And swing and a miss in the dirt. Drop 3 there. They'll clear it. And that'll do it. So Mercado will have a seat, but the Prospects, they push it to 8. It's 8-2. We'll head to the top of the 5th. Stay with us. We'll be right back. So Aaron Ramirez gets his warm-up tosses in. He stays on the bump for the Prospects, and Victorio sends it down to second base, and stepping in to start things off here for Next Level, Jake Baca. They go 10-1-2 here in the top of the 5th frame. Daryl, our head umpire, working with Ron on the infield today, doing a nice job here for Perfect Game, and puts it in play for Ramirez. We're ready to go. Top of the 5th. Strike there, and the count is 0-1. And Ramirez, big cut at the plate for Baca, and the count is 0-2. And fastball upstairs. The count goes to 1-2. Baca not chasing up. And Ramirez goes low and will even up here at 2-2. And swing and a miss. Ramirez gets the fastball through. And Ramirez will open up the fifth with a strikeout. And that'll bring up the leadoff man, top of the order for Next Level, Jackson Pinedo. And Pinedo takes a cut, chops it foul at the plate, and the count is 0-1. And that gets away from Ramirez. Took a look at his hand on the release point, like he might have had, didn't have quite a grip on, or maybe a little moisture on his hand. And the count goes to 1-1. And a good cut at the plate, though, fouls it back, and the count goes to 1-2. And swing and a miss, strike three, Ramirez. Back-to-back strikeouts. And the two-hitter, Trace Waller, will step in. Right side, foul territory. That's going to be out of play. And Bedard running to the fence line. Anthony Adame over at second. Kind of rolled off with him, no play there. And the count is 0-1. And the ball's upstairs. It's missing there. And the count is 1-1. Goes to a ball and two strikes. So Waller takes a cut, fouls it off to the left side here with 2 outs on the books. Trace takes a look down to the third base side and will step back in. Ramirez resets here at a 1-2 count. Left side, well hit ball there, so Trace Waller, patient at the plate, gets what he likes, on board with a single. And 2 outs. Jaden Romero will step in. And Trace Waller over on the first base side. Bedard holds him on. Pitch on the way. Ball is low. The count is 1-0. And a swing and a miss there at the plate. Ramirez gets that through. He'll even the count up at 1-1. As Romero steps back in. And a ball low there. The count goes to 2-1. Ramirez working from the stretch. Bedard holding on Trace Waller at first. Pitch on the way. Ball's up. The count goes to 3-1. And a big cut there at the plate. That gets through Ramirez. And the count goes to 3-2 as Romero takes a big swing. And the count is full. The 3-2 pitch. Strike three called at the plate, and no need for the throw down as our head umpire, Darrell, makes the call. Romero takes a look, and the prospects will take care of things on the defensive side. They'll leave one on. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth. We'll be right back. So we're ready to go to get things started here in the bottom of the fifth frame. Jackson Longbotham stays takes over on the hill, and facing Cannon Chef as the prospects here in the bottom of the frame. With Chef, they'll go 4, 5, 6 hitters. So Jackson taking over. The right-hander's got his warm-up tosses. Darrell puts it in play. We're ready to go. And a ball at the plate. The count is 1-0. And a 2-0 count to Cannon Chef. And Chef laying off there, and the count goes to 3-0. And ball 4, 4-pitch walk. So Chef gets on board to open things up here in the bottom of the 5th for the prospects. And stepping in will be Jesse Maddox. Another lefty here in this part of the frame, back-to-back lefties. Righty-lefty matchup again. Runner on the move. And no throw down to second, and like that, Cannon Chef ends up at second and a ball at the plate. Jackson works from the stretch. And a strike there, locates and gets things even at 1-1. To the 5-hitter Jesse Maddox. Dylan. And that ball gets away, and Chef will move up to third on the pass ball, and the count is 2-1. So ball 4 at the plate, and Maddox will head down to first base. Runners at the corners for the prospects, and that'll bring up Daniel Bedard. No outs, bottom of the 5th, 8-2 prospects. The winner will move on to the title matchup, and will be played immediately following this one. It was regularly scheduled for, I believe, 2:45, but he was a little bit behind. And we'll have a slight break between. Bedard left side, and no play off of third base, but fouled off, and the count is 0-1. Runner on the go, and no play at home there, and a good effort behind the plate. As the concrete backstop here, it's a quick rebound for the catcher. Coming home from third was Chef, and he was able to bring across the 9th there. Maddox over at second. And hard hit ball right back up the middle, throw across is in time. And a good play in the shortstop position for the out. One down, and Anthony Adame will step in. Maddox at third. So Adame, runner in scoring position. And the ball's fouled off to the left side. The count's 0-1. Adame's last at bat. Deep to left center, all the way to the fence line. And with his speed, was able to get an in-the-park home run and an RBI. So Anthony looking just to cash in here with a solid hit with Maddox at third. On the other side, Longbotham looking for an out with one down. And the count goes to 1-1. A 2-1 count at the plate. And Adame leaving it out. The count goes to 3-1, correction, ball 4. So Anthony on board with a walk, and Victor Rea will step in. Visit out to the mound. Coach heading out to go see Jackson out on the mound. Stay with us. We'll be right back. So Coach headed out to mound and decided to call the game where it's at here at 9-2 here in the bottom of the 5th. And just wrapping things up for his club and the prospects. They'll win this one 9-2. They'll head to the championship matchup. We'll bring it to you live. But for now, best to the next level baseball team. They made it to the semis. Good organization. And Coach decided they're going to just stop there, which obviously with arms and pitching can make a big difference, certainly being in winter ball. But we wish Next Level and their organization the very best in the future. For now, the prospects, they'll make it to the title matchup. Players, coaches shaking hands at the plate. And our head umpire, Daryl, working with Ron, doing a nice job. And, of course, behind the scenes, our Perfect Game organizer, keeping things in great shape. And we appreciate everybody's work behind the scenes here. The 2025 Perfect Game Avalanche Slam. Prospects move on to the title matchup. Chris Allard with the call. I'll bring it to you live. For now, this one's in the books. We'll be back shortly. Have a good one.